Just when we finished talking about licensing with Transformers and everything that's been going on with Hasbro and them licensing out their Transformers brand to all these different companies, we talked about Super7 and their incredible, ambitious Ultimates line that they're going to be doing, that's going to be hitting not too long from now in 2021 in the winter season. We talked about Wave 1 with their Ghost Starscream, the G1 Prime, the Action Master UK Bombshell, and the Bonsai-tron Action Master. All amazing stuff, super excited about it. Apparently, they got more planned. This comes via Super7's Twitter account, Super7 Store on Twitter, and they said here, more than meets the eye, here is the Super7 X Transformer Ultimates pre-order scheduled for this year. Current Wave 1 collection is only the beginning. And they showed their scheduled plans for Wave 1, which we already know, but also Wave 2 and Wave 3. Wave 2 for the summer of 2021 and Wave 3 for the fall of 2021. Man, there's a lot of stuff coming here, and it is coming quick. I guess maybe sales were pretty good on the pre-order side, so they already greenlit this stuff. So let's go through it, and we could give our opinions and speculate what is probably going to come accessory-wise with these guys. Now, for people who aren't aware and haven't saw the previous segment, the Ultimates Transformers Super 7 line is essentially articulated figures, non-transformable, of iconic Generation 1 characters, and they usually are stronger emphasis on accessories and interchangeable parts and stuff like that. Again, go back to my old review on it, just check in the archive, Super 7 Ultimates, and I give the whole breakdown on what's going on there. I'm a big fan of their stuff. So it might seem a little biased, but I really like what they do. And so let's jump into this. So Wave 2. Wave 2 scheduled for summer of 2021. First one up there, G1 Megatron. No surprise there. You got to do the Legendary 7 at some point, so, and something to go up against your G1 Optimus Prime from Wave 1. So G1 Megatron, no surprise. What he's going to come with? Oh man, anything. Energon Cube, the 1986 gun he used to kill Optimus Prime, the laser sword during the final battle against Optimus Prime, an Energon mace. You could go on and on. So many different things. Maybe a laser beak to perch on his wrist. One of many different things that could be with that one. That's an easy one, if anything. Next one here, Generation 1 Grimlock Dino Mode. I talked about this in the past. I've brought it up many times that if you're going to do a Grimlock, again, Grimlock is part of that Legendary 7 of the iconic Transformer characters used for licensing, recommended by Hasbro. And I always say that if you're going to do Grimlock, the Dino Mode is the more iconic look of the two, in my opinion. And it's no surprise here that that's the same thing. That's the decision that they decided to go with in that of the Dino Mode Grimlock. Now, what is that one going to come with? Man, just go the same route that the original Masterpiece did. You go with the brainwave transfer device from Grimlock's new brain. You go with that the cloth apron, the bow tie, and the little serving drink thingy from Madman's Paradise, where he had all that weird stuff on him too. Those are the easy ones. Those are the easy ones. A little piece of fossil. I don't know. It's a scan. When Wheeljack and Ratchet were looking for fossils to scan to kind of make the Dinobots and have that DNA, I guess. Like I said, there's many little things that you could go with that one. It's pretty easy, but people are going to pick it up anyways. It's Grimlock. He's popular. He'll do well. We have Bludgeon here, the Pretender. That one's pretty cool. Bludgeon is a personal favorite of mine. What would you put with Bludgeon, though? So it's obviously going to probably be a very nicely articulated version of his Pretender shell mode. Articulated so it's not hindered by that of the limitations of a Pretender, and all previous recent versions of Bludgeon have always made that Pretender shell design be the actual robot mode instead of the more intricacy of what a Pretender shell is. So I think it's going to just be the Samurai mode, the Pretender shell, nicely articulated. It's obviously going to come with a sword. Probably going to also come with a gun just to throw back to the old toy. The original toy didn't even come with a sword. It came with a gun. Maybe even a smaller, non-transformable robot mode of his little inner robot from his Pretender shell. Very strong possibility of that too. Maybe just, again, that little dude doesn't transform into a tank. The little green robot mode that we never really, we don't associate really with Bludgeon. We associate that samurai design thanks to the Marvel comic. And again, love that design, love that character. Good choice in my opinion. G1 tracks, kind of surprised by that one, but hey, sure, why not? And again, if you're looking at accessories, you look no further than what even the Masterpiece did. Give him a Miguel figure from Making Tracks. Give him a little boombox blaster that you could probably have him hold or something, like blaster in his boombox mode. Very simple stuff. The wings, have them be articulated or something. Again, that's kind of limited. The guns and the missile launchers and the missiles. Maybe an interchangeable face that could have like the alien face mask that he was wearing in one episode. I mean, there's kind of limitations of what you could pick with that one, but that's one that I could see. Probably the least exciting of the Wave 2 bunch here. Now, Wave 3, Fall 2021, some interesting choices here too. Number 1, Tarn from the IDW books. Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting choice. I know a lot of people will be very happy to see that because Tarn is one of those really in-demand characters that people, while there is third-party stuff of him, there only is really official stuff of him done through essentially the Furai model kits and the Furai action stuff. And that's considered a little more high-end for some people, so they would love to have just a Tarn figure through any means, possibly through retail, but this is another option. Now, what would Tarn come with? I would say interchangeable backpack with the speakers. Again, I don't want to dive into spoilers too much. Alternate heads. Obviously, you could have his main face mask, a face mask that's battle damaged. You could have no face mask, so the face reveal, if you will. So that right there is 3 different head sculpts. Obviously, his weapons and stuff. There's a lot of little things you could do with Tarn. I don't want to go too deep into it. Read the books. Enjoy Tarn. Pretty cool. That's an exciting one. Keeps that trademark still going too. That could be used in the future. Megatron Generation 2. So it's obviously not going to be a repaint of the Generation 1 version. It's going to be Tank Megatron. What would that come with? I would hope interchangeable hand that has like the gripping hand and have a little mini Cobra Commander figure that it could be holding. Super7 probably has the G.I. Joe license also, along with all the other stuff. So you could do a little mini Cobra Commander, or maybe even to do it a little more obscure, a mini Dr. Sydney Biggles-Jones, which was one of the female scientists that also helped build G2 Megatron's body. Maybe a little figure of her. It's, there's not much else. He had some extra handguns that he held in the comic books as opposed to just his shoulder cannon and stuff. So maybe you could include those. There's not much else really that I could say that's super iconic that you can mention. But hey, G2 Megatron, pretty cool, so I'm down for that. I dig it. Again, G2 Megatron's always a cool design. Every time they do the repaints of that design, it sells well, so no surprise. The 90s is hip. Why not? Here's an interesting one. Alligatorcon, Generation 1. Now, for people that aren't aware, Alligatorcon was City of Steel. It was the episode where Optimus Prime was scattered into pieces and then turned into different things that the Decepticons could use against the Autobots. And Alligatorcon, or Gator Optimus, or whatever you want to call it, is just Optimus Prime made into an alligator from his parts. Very interesting choice, to say the least. Now, this idea has been done in third-party. Like, third-party companies have made attempts with this. I think it was Function X, one of their... I think it was their Skull Cruncher third-party. They did a repaint into Optimus Prime. But it's never been officially done. What would it come with? I don't know. I guess the extra pieces, like Optimus Prime's arm that was on the side of a building with his ion blaster. That one's probably the most... interesting one, to say the least, of this bunch. Probably, I don't know. It's going to be a weird one, to say the least. He's going to be the only non-upright character. Even Grimlock with his Dino Mode is still an upright dinosaur. So you're going to have a lying down alligator, ultimate class with the G1 Prime colors. I have to see that one. And the last one, G1 Wreck-Gar. if you're going to talk about a character that's going to come with a whole bunch of little extra bells and whistles, it's going to be a G1 Wreck-Gar. You're going to give him a little TV that he could put in his chest because he talks TV. He could come with 5 different head sculpts that you could remove and put on of all the different Junkions, so that's an army building character on top of that. That's a pretty much a given one that's pretty easy to do. Wreck-Gar, Junk Heap, I know I'm forgetting some of the other names, but you know, that's the way to go, man. Like, you know, considering there's all these swappable heads with these ultimates, Wreck-Gar is just one of those given ones. You give him his axe weapon, a gun. It's the planet of junk. Can't be that tough to do. So that's it. So essentially, so they got, again, Wave 2, Summer 2021, Wave 3, Fall 2021. We don't have prices yet. We don't have pre-orders. We don't have images, but it is them giving us a little teaser on what is to come. And that's pretty exciting. It really shows that they're going a much more off-the-beaten path route with this. They're not just going with, okay, we're going to stick with the Legendary 7 and do that. You know, like Wave 1, it's like it's a Ghost Starscream. It's regular Optimus Prime and then 2 weird ones. Wave 2, it's G1 Megatron, it's G1 Grimlock, and then 2 weird ones. Wave 3, it's like, hey, Megatron G2 and an Alligatorcon with G1 Optimus Prime's colors on it, but then 2 weird ones again. So it really shows that if you want something unique or obscure, this is probably going to be the line to go to. So I dig this a lot. Super7 does incredible stuff. I'm super hyped about it. I can't wait to see the images. And hopefully it comes with some cool stuff.